Yeah. I know Fantastic Four came out on Friday, but there's one more MCU property that contained Kang that I wanted to talk about, so we're talking about Fantastic Four tomorrow. Loki Season 2 ran from October to November of 2023, and it starred Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson. And like I said when I reviewed the first season, this is easily my favorite of all the MCU shows. Probably always will be, like I said, unless Daredevil Born Again Season 2 really steps up its game. This is it for me. So, let's go ahead and jump into Season 2, starting off with the good. And just like with Season 1, there is a whole lot to really, really love here. Absolutely fantastic cast. Tom Hiddleston as Loki is really great. He's always been great ever since the first Thor movie back in 2011. And he's really no different here. He's really funny. He's charming. He's awesome. I really enjoy what Tom Hiddleston does here. I love his character development throughout the season, especially in the final episode, which we will talk about in a second. But I really loved what Tom Hiddleston does with this character. Owen Wilson comes back as Mobius, and he's just as great here as he was in the first season. He gets a lot more backstory as well. You learn what his life was before the TVA. You learn what almost every major character's life was before the TVA, and honestly, that was one of my favorite episodes of the season. Regardless, I really enjoy what Owen Wilson does. I love his back and forth with Tom Hiddleston. Like I said with Season 1, you can buy their friendship. You understand why these two guys don't trust each other but still work together because they like each other. I love Owen Wilson as Mobius. Sophia DiMartino as Sylvie as well. I always liked her. Even in Season 1, some people didn't like her in Season 1. Some people didn't even like her here. I really liked her here, and as well as Season 1. I thought that she had a great character arc herself, learning to trust people more, learning to become more selfless. I enjoyed what she does here. I really liked her. Ke Huy Quan joins this cast as OB, or Ouroboros, and he's probably my favorite character in this entire series. He's just so charming and likable, and he just brings that classic charm that Ke Huy Quan has always brought to every role, whether it's Short Round in Indiana Jones, or his character from Everything Everywhere All at Once, or even his character from Love Hurts, which is admittedly not the greatest movie of all time, but he was good in it. I really enjoyed what he did here. I love OB. I'd love to see him in more stuff. I don't know when or where he could show back up, but I want to see him again. Final cast member I want to talk about is Jonathan Majors as Victor Timely. Now, he showed up in Season 1 as He Who Remains, and he does come back as He Who Remains for like one episode of this season. And then he was in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania as Kang the Conqueror. This season, he's playing Victor Timely, who is, you guessed it, another version of Kang. And I really liked what they did with Victor Timely here. This is probably my favorite version of Kang that we've gotten in the MCU. It's probably the last version we're ever going to get, unfortunately. But I really love Victor Timely's story within this season, where he's not actually evil like the rest of the Kang variants. He's just a scientist. Some would call him a mad scientist, who wants to better the world, and he wants to discover time travel and how time works. I really enjoyed what they did there. I liked seeing a more kind-hearted version of Kang, and Jonathan Majors really sells it. He's got great back and forth with everybody, especially with OB. I really enjoyed their back and forth where they're talking about who founded the TVA, who wrote the handbook, because they really can't decide who between the two of them is the real beginning of the TVA. I really, really enjoyed what they did here with Victor Timely. Now, on from the cast, onto the story. I really, really enjoyed the story here. Now, some people thought that the story here was a step down from season 1. I don't agree. Now, season 1 was much more of an action-packed season, that's for sure. But I did enjoy the story. There's no central mystery to this season like there was with season 1. But I did enjoy the impending doom of what would happen in this season if they were not successful in doing what they were trying to do. So I really enjoyed that aspect of this season. The stakes have never been higher in the MCU, maybe outside of Endgame, but I really enjoyed the stakes here. You got this temporal loom where all the multiverse threads are going through and it's just overloading, and if they can't fix it, everything is just gone. I really love those stakes, and the cliffhanger they left us off on in the first to last episode, wow. I remember watching it for the first time. I'm like, they did not just leave us off like that. And they did. I love the stakes here. Now, the character development for everybody here is absolutely phenomenal. I love what they do, especially, like I said, with Loki. In the final episode especially. You get him time slipping, trying to fix a mistake that they made earlier, causing them to fail something. And he keeps going back and going back. Maybe we can go back a little further and fix it. A little further, maybe that'll work. And then they finally get it right, but it still doesn't work. And he finally has to time slip to see He Who Remains and talk to him about it. And I just really enjoyed that conversation. Then he time slips back to the beginning of season 1 and he talks with Mobius. He talks with season 1 Mobius that doesn't know him yet. And he finally gets the courage to go and do what he needs to do. He sacrifices himself to hold the multiverse together at the end of time, to be by himself, to basically replace He Who Remains. And I thought that was an absolutely perfect ending. And honestly, had the Kang Dynasty come out, it would have been fine. But honestly, I think that this was a good enough conclusion to the Kang storyline. Yeah, there's still that mid-credit scene from Quantumania that needs to be cleaned up. But I thought that this was a good enough ending to what they were doing with Kang. Victor Timely is now on a more linear path to do good. The Kang the Conqueror has been wiped out. That is mentioned at the end of the final episode. He Who Remains is gone. Victor Timely is good now. So I really enjoyed how they ended this season. And I know Tom Hiddleston is coming back as Loki in Doomsday next year. But I feel like had this been the last time we saw him as Loki, this would have been an absolutely perfect ending to his character arc throughout the entire MCU. But yeah, from the good, there's no bad here, so on to the final thoughts. I love this season. I think that this is just as good as season 1, if not a little better in my opinion. I love it. Loki season 2 is phenomenal. I love it to death. I love the characters, and I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Loki Season 2. Have you seen this season? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.